Frisk, can you do a cartwheel? Yes? Hey Frisk, did you bring any echo flowers up to the surface with you? You tell your guests they're in the Dreamer greenhouse. Do you have them relay any messages in specific for anyone? Of course, you say that's normally just things for Sans. Sans? Yeah, you never knew Sans like gardening before the greenhouse. How's the weather been as of late? Hot and sunny. You almost wish you made Flowey come. Sans, I understand you have little reason to trust us guests, but can you level with me for just a few questions?
Oh, f***ing course. You're bothering me in the middle of something I actually enjoy doing.
Wait, you mean you didn't enjoy freaking out Flowey so bad at all?
Shut up.
Why are you holding the only way we can talk to you if you don't want us to talk to you?
It's called my job. Now get out. I don't have time to deal with you creeps.
Wow, rude. You seem unsettled, Sans.
For the love of... Yeah, I got a problem with you jerks. You turned me into a f***ing flower and stripped me of my f***ing magic so you could see what I look like as a goddamn human.
Don't get so worked up. It's bad for your blood pressure.
Look at my face. Do you see a circulatory system?
I'm sorry for that, Sans. I know at least some of the others probably don't agree, but I am.
You turn me into anything else, and I'll find a way to hurt you.
At least we didn't turn you into dust. We could have, for hurting him like that.
Don't you try to take the high road on this. You wanted me to hurt him!
Rage, 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 rage! Rage! It's rage all the time. Dang it all, everyone calm down. You too, Sans. You don't get a past issues excuse to let your anger control the conversation. Everyone here made mistakes, including you, but you won't also admit to them. Whenever faced with it, you say, this isn't about revenge. I want things to get better. Do you?
I know what I'm doing!
Shh. Chill, dude. Chill.
What the hell? It's unopened?
Sorry, Sans. I didn't expect the peanut gallery to follow me inside. Let's just ignore them and get back to business, alright? How much longer are you going to just sit there and allow Flowey hurting himself all over again? If you do that, Frisk will keep resetting. Eventually you'll slip up, and they'll discover you remember resets. Or you can help us figure out how to help Flowey stop the cycle before that happens.
Wait. So you think trying to convince me that I might slip up after doing this undetected by the weed for billions of resets, that'd slip out now? Besides, I ain't gonna help change the weed. If you wanted a version of me that gave a shit about that, pass me on those first 100.
Sans, we know you and Sweetie were close and that he betrayed you. That had to have hurt. He still has nightmares about it, Even if he can't feel love, he can feel guilt and regret. And by the way, straggling him like that? Not cool. I know he's hard to deal with, believe me, I know. But you of all people should have known it wasn't going to work. All the other times you hurt him, at least you had a goal. But that time, you were just mad. Please don't let hate fuel your actions.
Alright, 2 things. 1, he hit Paps. 2, how do you know the hell we was?
Flowey accidentally implied you two used to be friends last night. He didn't use those exact words, but it was fairly obvious if one paid attention and read between the lines of his alternating self-pity and anger.
Yeah, maybe once. But we ain't anymore, alright?
It's hard to remember that Flowey's just a kid, huh, Sans? Must be easy to torture him when—
They're just a failed experiment. Nothing more, nothing less.
Seriously, Sans? You lost Gaster, big whoop. Flowey lost his best friend and his feelings.
Alright, you need to shut up and listen for a sec. He's an experiment. Granted from some stolen research, but that'll change that he's a science project gone bad. Oh, making me lose my bro was just the tip of the iceberg of shit he took from me.
So he's just an experiment to you then. We'll add another one to dodge the issue. He's not truly a person to you. We have a word for that. Dehumanization. Many dictators and warmongers use that as justification for atrocities. Seeing a pattern coming together here?
That ain't what I'm saying here.
In that one instance when you and Flowey were humans, your attitude suddenly changed a lot. You were worried about his mental health, and took him to Paps to heal his eye. Was it because the facade suddenly cracked? Because you couldn't pretend he wasn't a living, thinking being? And just in case you think that's not a big issue, we locked away all those monsters on the ground. That's a good thing. They are monsters after all.
No! It ain't anything like that! I just meant it as... I had to do something. But it ain't anything like... I'd never repeat those same acts as those creatures did.
Sans, doing something is not always the best solution. It can make it worse, and enacting vigilante justice is never the right answer.
I couldn't do nothing!
Consider, turn yourself into a flower. Sure, transform you into a human, why not? But we didn't tell or force you to torture Fly from the get-go. You did. And even you had to try the silence as we—
I had to! I needed him to understand the consequences. He couldn't just be forgiven for murdering everyone!
You had to? You needed him to understand the consequences? Bull. That's just an excuse, just like they're just an experiment, or they're just monsters, or they aren't even real. And guess who's left behind to deal with the mess? Go ahead. Keep running from the truth. Keep letting a 10-year-old clean up your messes, just because you're too much of a coward to admit you and Alf is messed up too.
No! I didn't! She made him! I wasn't gonna do— This isn't anything like the massacres. The kid ain't—
Sans, why don't you actually tell us what happened? How did it start?
I can't do that. I can't. I needed to. I had to. I can't watch any more massacres.
Was it Flowey's massacres or Frisk's?
The kid hasn't yet. But the plant wasn't. During the war, those human creatures, they slaughtered the entire village. Murdered in one night.
Have you tried to create new skeleton life? Not with just another person, just in general.
I'm not a necromancer.
With science?
After the weed, never.
Who was your best friend in that village?
Bookman and Cooper Black.
Skeleton massacre. That sounds unpleasant. Care to elaborate?
He killed everyone.
Guys, give Sans a break. We know he knows about resets. So what? Almost every other AU Sans does. And stop asking him questions that make him uncomfortable. He lost his brother, please. Sans, I understand just how bad those might have been. And while I'm not saying to completely forget or forgive the fact that they happened, surely it wouldn't harm either of you to give him a chance. Flowey, yes, he's soulless, but that doesn't mean he's without remorse or guilt. He's in the room right now, huddled under a blanket Frisk threw over him so he wouldn't kill himself. Just one time. That's all I ask. One time to try and get to know him.
I have gotten to know the plant. He used to stay with me and bros, but that was a long time ago.
What were you wanting Frisk to do at Mount Ebbet? You looked truly happy when they first went back.
I wanted the kid to do anything away from the ruins.
Be honest here, are you upset with Flowey because of what he did, or because how he carries himself is disrespectful to the memories of the lost? Frisk said they spoke with you this morning. What did you two discuss?
What? Why do you— Hey, what's this really about?
Flowey kept his word, but I couldn't stop the other guests from blurting out conflicting stories about last night in front of Frisk.
Wanna run that by me again?
Sorry about that.
Sorry? You're gonna be sorry.
Already are, we're so sorry. It was entirely your fault, Sans. Sweetie swore up and down that you two were friends, and now the Askers were lying. I was trying to scare the others, and I wanted to help by running away with him when I said, if we made you mad, you would use Sweetie as a whipping boy to punish us.
That's a great idea!
Wait, what? No, you can't, Sans. That's not fair. He did nothing wrong. And if Frisk is suspicious, do you really want to risk hurting him? Don't do this. Don't. He's a person, Sans. He thinks and feels and is a person. You can't do this. It's not right, please.
You should have thought of that!
Please don't. Anyone who would say something to Frisk doesn't care about Flowey and wants to hurt him anyways. This is only going to hurt the ones that stayed quiet and flat out lied for him.
I said if the kid ever found out, then we would be dealing with me. I don't give a crap about your split personality complex.
How many different guests have you heard today?
Your f***ing Flowery and your mother accomplice. So either give me a reason why I oughtn't, or the week gets a one-way trip to my void space.
You do that, Sans, and you will have finally become the very thing you wanted to destroy.
No, I ain't! I'm sending him to the one place he can't crawl out of!
Sans, please don't take this out on Flowey. This vicious cycle has to end before someone does something drastic, and a lot of the people are asking questions who have way too much power and questionable morals. I hope I can help with a more peaceful solution, and we don't need more sadness and pain for anyone involved.
Oh, but as soon as I turn my back, are you just gonna beg me to kill him all over again?
You shouldn't do that, Sans. What would Gaster think?
She's gone, and his f***ing murderer is playing house with the kid!
Flowey is more than an experiment.
He's a criminal! Seriously! You mean to tell me you're really trying to defend someone like him?
What would Papyrus think if he saw you now? Saw you threatening to hurt his—
Leave Papyrus out of this!
Why is it so terrible that Frisk knows what you did, or did you
I
realize—
will not become a toy for a f***ing disgusting human!
So it comes out. That's what Frisk is to you, a disgusting human. And that is how you see humanity. Maybe we should remedy that by locking away all the dangerous, murderous monsters.
No,
Kinda makes a few things appear in different light of hindsight, like how you never addressed Frisk by name, always just the kid. Don't want a dignity that FDH with a name, huh?
No, that's not why why would I say?
My. So the truth finally comes out. You hate humans! You probably want to destroy them all. I don't know if I feel comfortable with Frisk so close to you anymore. Maybe we should go warn them of certain dangerous beings with skeletons in their closet.
I'm not...
Tell us, Sans. Just how long have you thought of Frisk? Oh, sorry, you don't want to name them. Of the kid as an evil being. Since the beginning? Since they first smiled at you? Since they first hugged you? Since they first looked towards you for safety? How long have you hated their innocent little face? Maybe they're safer away from you.
No,
No wonder you never helped Frisk. You probably wanted to kill them from the beginning, didn't you? The only reason you didn't was because of your promise to Toriel. And as for why you're only saying it now, well, I heard alcohol makes you be more honest, so these are just your true feelings, Sans. But I suppose it doesn't really matter now. The damage is done, and oh, now we all know how you really feel about Frisk.
That ain't why.
Disgusting human. Now, let that sit. Let that mellow into your non-existent brain, Sans. Now let me ask a question. Did you ever care about Frisk, or is this how you always saw them? Or are you referring to all of humanity?
I care about—
How dare you! Is this what you think of Frisk and every human in existence? Do you think of them as not more than vermins or disgusting viruses? After everything Frisk has been through to set you and all of monster kind free, that's what you think of humans? How would you think Frisk would feel if they heard you calling them disgusting human? How low can you go, Sans? How low can you go?
I never meant to call him—
Frisk trusts you, you stupid bonehead. Sans would never do that. They think of the world of you. And just going to throw that away because of an event they weren't even alive for, some stupid disembodied voices coming out of an echo flower? You tell us not to take moral high ground, but you need to get off your dang high horse and face the fact that you're just as capable of being cruel and unfair as we are.
The kid hasn't... It's that flower.
What's gonna fix it, Sans? Is throwing away Flowey going to stop us from trying to spite you at every turn? Now that you've revealed your true intentions about Frisk, what stops us from doing that when Flowey is gone? You don't have anything to hold over our heads, and when they find out, they'll reset, load, do anything to bring Flowey back, because they seem to give a dang more than you. We'll be waiting, Sans.
No!
So why did you defend Frisk if you felt they were no better than the ones who slaughtered your village? Now you should stop acting all high and mighty with us if you attack a child.
I never said that—
Oh, please. Stop pretending, Sans.
That flower!
The flower. Oh, don't even get us started on how unfair what you've done to that flower is. How many times have you done that? Torturing him? You'd have to end up killing him, or else he would have remembered it. You think you doing justice, but what's the point of justice if the person receiving it doesn't even remember?
He needs to suffer his consequences.
Proving my point, Sans. The only difference between you two is that Flowey lost his compassion. You've turned your back on your own.
I ain't anything like that murderous plan.
You threatened to drop a child into the void, and you threatened to use him as a whipping boy for our mistakes. You're absolutely vile. This is not justice. You just want to hurt Flowey for your own perverted satisfaction.
No, I'm a good person.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No, I'm a good person.
That Flower's already suffering, torn away from his home, isolated from 3 of the 5 people who ever gave a dang about him, kept prisoner by the 4th, and constantly betrayed and tortured by the 5th.
He betrayed me.
What would your brothers want?
My brothers? My brothers would... Don't forget.
work it, wouldn't it be?
No. I can't.
At least not all humans are like that anymore, right?
Not all. But enough.
Anyone who has their own kind slaughtered would think ill of their attackers. Sans, I do not blame you for how you feel or felt. You need to talk about these kind of things with other people. If this is how you talk when you're drunk, would Grilby know any of this? Maybe you could talk to them for therapy.
Not gonna ask how you knew about the Irish coffees from this morning. You see, Grilby's just got one of those... He's just easy to talk to when I let myself relax. After all, can't exactly talk about that junk when Tori's been keeping him under her care and all. But the issue is, Grilby just thinks I'm some kind of history buff.
Sans.
Hang on. I'll need a little something.
Sans, what is... Oh, I think that's enough alcohol for you.
Don't worry, it's just to settle my nerves.
Sans.
I can handle it.
Hey, Sans? I know you have a bad past, a really bad one with what happened to other skeletons and what happened with Fly. I get that you're really emotional right now. But I want you to be the good person we know you can be. Don't just say you're a good person, prove you are. Prove that despite the past you can be better than you are. I know I might just be a flower, but I believe in you.
Look, I don't need life advice from a Flowey. Also, if you're gonna do your voice changing trick, don't announce it.
Sans, do you even remember what you used to call him before you betrayed him? First when you let the lab rat...
Hey, 3 things planned. Yeah, I remember. No, I ain't telling. And I never betrayed him when it came to the lab rat. Got it?
Sorry. Sore subject, got it. Moving on. I wonder, who did you replace, Sans? After all, you aren't from this world, and Papyrus must have had a real brother before then. Don't you care? You're the reason Papyrus's brother is gone, and they ain't coming back. What's the matter? He's not even your real brother anyways. So why does it matter if you hurt his friends so long as you get your precious justice in the end, right?
What?
OMG, that's right. You lost both of your brothers in that day, not just one. You got a third in Papyrus, but it's not the same, is it?
Well, it's...
Idiot, don't you see? This world isn't yours. Nobody is your family. Nobody is the same except for you and the weed. So what you do doesn't matter, because you don't belong. So you can do whatever you want in the name of justice theory.
I believe it will be a wonderful idea.
Yeah! Oh, Miss Toriel, I have to... Oh! I was beginning to wonder when you were dropping by, Sans.
Oh dear. Is your brother alright?
Oh, do not worry, Miss Toriel, for you see, I, the great Papyrus, know exactly how to care for my brother, and that is getting this lazybones off into bed. Oh, and Miss Toriel, I accept your request.
Oh, I will let Frisk know.
I'll see you in a week.